Good morning, students. Welcome you all to this online smart class teaching. Let us now go to the Unit 7 Business Environment, Chapter 19 Environmental Factors. Let us get into the lesson. Listen. Yes. What is environmental factors? It is a sum or collection of all internal and external factors such as employees, customers' needs and expectations, supply and demand, management, clients, suppliers, owners, activities by government, innovation and technology, social trends, market trends, economic changes, etc. So environmental factors, it includes both the internal as well as external factors, and both these factors will affect the function of the business. Lesson related Tirukkural is given. See to it. தெரிந்த இனத்தோடு தேர்ந்தெண்ணி செய்வார்க்கு அரும்பொருள் யாதொன்றும் இல். See the meaning for this, English meaning. There is nothing too difficult to those who, before they act, reflect well themselves and thoroughly consider with chosen friends. Let us see the Tamil meaning of this குறள். ஆராய்ந்து சேர்ந்த இனத்துடன் நன்றாக தேர்ந்து தாமும் எண்ணி பார்த்து செய்கின்றவர்க்கு அரிய பொருள் ஒன்றும் இல்லை. Learning objectives of this lesson. Meaning of business environment. Differences between internal and external business environment. Various controllable and uncontrollable factors affecting business. Examples that impact economic, socio-cultural, political and legal, geophysical and technological factors of business. We'll be seeing about all this in this lesson in a very detailed manner. Introduction of the lesson. What is business? A business is an integral part of the social system. This business is affected by various factors, both internal and external. The sum total of all factors, both internal and external, which has an impact on the functioning of a business, can be termed as business environment. It is dynamic in nature since it keeps changing. It is not static. Since it is keep changing, we can say it is dynamic. Internal environment, which is controllable, gives the strength and weakness of an organization. So internal environment is controllable, while the external environment, which is uncontrollable, relates to two factors, namely opportunities and threats. This business environment is essential for taking important decisions and ensuring success in the field of business. Definitions given by Bayard O. Wheeler and Arthur M. Bierma for this environmental factors. So business environment is the total of all things external to firms and industries which affect their organization and operations, and according to the words of Arthur M. Wiemer, Business government encompasses the climate or set of conditions, economic, social, political, or institutional, in which the business operations are conducted. Meaning for business environment: a business, in order to remain successful and competition, it has to adapt to the constantly changing environment. So any business, if it wants to succeed and face the competition in the market, it has to adapt to the constantly changing environment. So what are all the things are changing in and around the world? Each and every businessman should be having a keen approach so that he can succeed and competitive. Therefore, scanning of the environment for identifying threats and opportunities is essential for any business. So scanning of the environment is very essential for any type of business. What is taking place in and around, there should be a cautious mind. The need for understanding business environment is as follows: is why we should have a keen approach regarding the business environment. Why? Helps in formulating strategy and future planning. It enables to identify the opportunities available, environment scanning, business aids, and public image. Let us see one by one. Types of business environment. Business environment is classified as internal environment and external environment. See the chart given there. So the two types of environment, internal and external. External environment is again classified as micro environment and macro environment. Let us see the difference between internal environment and external environment. Internal environment, it refers to those factors within an organization. Example: policies and program, organizational structure, employees, financial and physical resources. Whereas external environment, it refers to those factors outside the business. Example: economic, political and socio-cultural factors. Internal environment can be changed or it can be altered, and hence it is known as controllable factors. Whereas external environment, it cannot be changed or altered, hence it is known as uncontrollable factors. So in short, we can say internal, all the changes taking place inside the organization. External, those factors affecting from outside. These factors are controllable, external factors are uncontrollable. See the chart of the internal environment factors: value system, R&D, capital structure, marketing and asset, company image, human resources, internal power relations, vision and objectives. We'll be seeing one by one in a detailed manner. See the topic: internal factors of the internal environment. See the tabular column given, all the factors and the explanation of those factors. The first one, value system. The values of the owners percolates down to the entire organization and has a profound effect on the organization. What value the owner possesses, the same value will be rotating throughout the organization. So success of an organization depends upon the sharing of value system by all members. External associates like supplier and distributor also should consider the same value system that are being practiced by the organization. What values the owner possesses, the same will percolate down to the entire organization. We can very well judge a company based on the moral values of those owners. See, the two Indian companies, Tata Steel and Wipro, have been named as the world's most ethical companies by American think tank Ethisphere Institute. So this is one of the internal factor. Next factor, vision and objectives. What do you mean by vision? The picture in your imagination. It's called as a vision. The vision and objectives of a business guides its operation and the strategic decision. What is strategic? Decisions that are concerned with whole environment in which the firm operates. That's called as a strategic decision. Example, Amul, the Taste of India, Gujarat Cooperative Milk Marketing Federation, that is GCMMF. So the latest vision is liberate our farmers from economic oppression and lead them to prosperity. Next factor, management structure and attitude. The structure of management and the style of functioning, the level of professionalism of management, the composition of the board are the various factors which affect the decision making. Since the board is the highest decision making authority, its composition and style of operations play a very critical role in the growth and development in an organization. So management board plays a very high role since it is a decision making authority. So the success of any enterprise is solely dependent on its manpower and the attitude towards their organization. Our next factor is internal power relation. What do you mean by that? It refers to the internal power relations that exist in an organization, the relations among one another, the relations among board members, between board members and the CEO, and the level of support enjoyed by the board are the factors which affect the decision making. So there should be a proper bonding between the employer and the employers for the success of any organization. Next, company image. The image of an organization plays an important role in introducing new products, selecting agents and dealers for distribution, expanding and entering new markets, both for domestic as well as the international, etc. So action of leaders and employees performs of products, financial success of organization make huge impact on image. And last one, the other factors. The various other factors that affect the internal environment are research and development, capital structure, efficiency in managing, the marketing and distribution network, physical resources like plant building and technology. So these are all the various internal factors which affect the internal environment of the any business. So far we have seen the internal environment of a business. Let us go to the external environment. What is external environment? All factors outside the business which have a bearing on the working of business can be termed as the external environment. This is divided into two: micro or task environment and macro or general environment. So what is external environment? It is composed of all the outside factors that impact the operation of any business. Let us see the first type, micro environment factors. See the first factor, supplier, are very important factors. Suppliers of raw materials play a very vital role, very important role. timely supply of materials. Material should be supplied in time, which enables continuity in production and reduces the cost of maintaining. Organization should get supply from a panel of suppliers, that is group of suppliers, and not from a single source, single supplier. Organization should maintain a very good relationship with the suppliers. Next important factor, customers. Satisfying the need of the customer is the aim of any business. Yes, all the aim of the businessman is to obtain the maximum profit. They can obtain maximum profit only when they satisfy the customers. So customer is the king and fulcrum around which the business revolves. What's the meaning of fulcrum? The point on which something is supported. So any business should understand the need of its varied customers, like individual customer, retailer customers, wholesaler customers, industries and government sector. There should be a cordial relationship, good relationship between the customer and the management. See the various micro environment factors of a business: customers, competitors, financiers, suppliers, marketing channel members, public. We have already seen 2 factors. Let us see the remaining factors. Next factor, competitors. All organizations face competition at all levels: local level, national level and global level. There may be a competitors. Competitors may be for the same product or for similar product. It is very important for a business to understand its competition and modify their business strategy. So next, financiers. These financiers play a very important role to run a business. Their financial capability, policy strategy, attitude towards risk and ability to give non-financial assistance are all important to a business. Who are called as the financiers? The one who helps by giving money to run the business, they were called as the financiers. These financiers are also one of the important factors affecting the business. Next important point is marketing channel members. Marketing intermediaries serve as a connecting link between the business and its customers. Middlemen like dealers, wholesalers and retailers ensure transfer of product to customers, warehouse, etc. Warehouse helps in storing goods. Market research agencies help the firm to understand the need of the customers. Advertisement agencies help in promoting the products and services. Insurance firm provides coverage for risk in business. So this market channel members also play a important factor. Last factor is the public factor. This refers to any group like media group, citizen action group and local public which has an impact on the business. They have the ability to make or mar a business, that is closing a business. Many companies had to face closure due to actions by local public. Example, closure of Sterlite copper factory in Tamil Nadu in 2018 is due to the protest by Environment Protection Group. So these are all the external factors which affect the environment of a business. We have to keep all these points in mind: suppliers, customers, competitors, financiers, marketing channel members, public. For the success of any business, all these factors are very, very important. Yes, we have completed the micro environment factors. Next, let us go to the macro environment factors. What do you mean by macro environment? This is the overall or general environment in which the business operates. Macro, overall, general. The success of business is dependent on its ability to adapt to the macro environment. Each and every business should adapt to the macro environment for its success. The multiple variables in the macro environment system includes the various factors. See the picture there. The factors like global, economic, socio-cultural, political and legal, geophysical, technology. Let us see one by one. The macro environment factors are economic environment, socio-cultural environment, political and legal environment, geophysical environment, global environment. See the first macro environment factor, economic environment. The business is an integral part of the economic system prevalent in a nation. The multiple variables in the macro environment system includes the following: based on the stages of development, based on nature of economic system, based on policies of a nation, based on economic indices, based on development of financial market, based on economic structure. Let us see one by one. First, let us see based on the stages of development. Let us now see the economic environment based on the stages of development. See the tabular column given there. The three types of economies: developed, developing, undeveloped, and which are all the countries coming under each economy and what are all the infrastructures they possess. The first one, developed economy, is which are all the countries comes under this developed economy: USA, Japan, Germany, Canada and Australia are some of the examples of developed economy. They are high income economies. What are all the infrastructures they possess? High degree of technological advancement, very strong and robust industrial base, and a high standard of living, integrated computer based technology with their existing business. So throughout the business they are well versed with the integrated computer based technology. Second economy is developing economy. Some of the examples are India, China, Brazil, Mexico, and these countries are middle income economies. What are the infrastructures we possess? Moderate industrial growth, inequality in the distribution of income, high population, low standard of living, and slow absorption of the computer based technology in the business. Next one and the last one, undeveloped economy, which are the countries grouped here: South Sudan, Afghanistan, Bhutan, Cambodia, Angola, etc. are some of the examples. These are low income economies, and what are all the infrastructure they possess? Very low level of technology adoption, because they are slowly growing now only, and their standard of living is very, very poor. Next one, based on the nature of economic system, the economic systems can be classified as capitalistic, socialistic and mixed economy. Capitalistic economy is a free enterprise market where individual ownership of wealth is predominant. Socialistic economy is a state control with a lot of restrictions on private sector. Mixed economy is a combination of both state-owned and private sector ownership. Based on policies of a nation, the economic policies of a nation like monetary policy, fiscal policy, export-import policy, industrial policy, trade policy, foreign exchange policy, etc. are part of the economic environment. Next, based on economic indices, the economic indices like GDP, GNP, national income, per capita income, balance of payment, rate of savings and investment, etc. form an important part of the economic environment. All these indices you would have learnt in your economic lessons. Next, based on development of financial market, the organization and development of money market, capital market, securities market and the banking system has a greater impact. And the last one, based on economic structure, the economic structure includes capital formation, investment pattern, composition of trade balance, occupational distribution of workforce and the structure of national output. So economic environment is based upon all these factors, based on the nature of economy on the stage of development, then the nature of economic system, nature of economic policies of a nation, nature of the economic indices, nature of the development of financial market and the nature of economic structure. So the next macro environment factor is socio-cultural environment. What do you mean by this topic? It refers to the sum total of factors of the society in which the business is located. This socio-cultural environment will definitely affect the business. Let us see what are all the factors of the socio-cultural environment. See all the factors affecting. First one, the social institutions and the groups. Second, family structure prevailing in the society. Third, role of marriage as an institution. Fourth, caste system. It plays a very vital role in the society. Fifth, customs, beliefs and values. Sixth, the behavior of individual. Very important, the behavior of individual. 7. The role and importance of family, customs and traditions that are prevailing in the existing society. Next, beliefs and values. 9. Religion and language. 10. Literacy level and the social attitude of the people. Literacy level, another important factor, and social attitude, another important factor. So all these are the factors which are affecting the socio-cultural environment. Yes, next one, political and legal environment. The framework for running a business is given by the political and legal environment. So the success of any business lies in its ability to adapt and sustain to political and legal changes. So whatever political changes comes to the society, the business person should adapt themselves for the change in the politics. The legislature, executive and judiciary are the three political institutions which direct and influence the business. What is legislative? Concerned with the act of making law. Executive, concerned with managing, making plans, decisions, etc. Judiciary, connected with court of law, judge and judgment. The major elements of the legal and political environment are: first one, political stability, that is reflected by the parameters like election system, the law and order situation, the role and structure of military and police force, the declaration of president rule, etc. All this comes under the political stability. These are the parameters. Next is political organization. It refers to the ideology and philosophy of the political parties of the government, the level of political consciousness among citizens, and the funding of political parties by business houses. Next, the image of the leader and the country in the international arena. Next, legal framework of business. Next, constitution of the nation. Next, the foreign policy of the country with special reference to tariffs and free trade. Yes, next one, geophysical environment. The natural, geographical and ecological factors have a bearing on the business. They are as follows. First one, the availability of natural resources like minerals, oils, etc. Since setting up of industries requires availability of raw materials. If you want to start any of the industry, the first and foremost essential thing that you need is a raw material. Next, the weather and climatic condition and the availability of water and other natural resource is very essential for the agricultural sector. Definitely, agriculture sector is the backbone of India. It depends upon the weather and climatic condition. Next, topographical factor like the terrain impacts type of business, since the demand and consumption pattern may vary in this region. What do you mean by terrain? The shape of the land, the size of the land is called as a terrain, that is plains, plateaus, hills, like that. Okay. So based on the terrain, the type of business also will vary. Example, in the hilly region, mode of transport will have to be modified to tackle the terrain. Next, ecological factors are now gaining momentum since the government across the globe are framing strict policies for ecological conservation and prevention of pollution. The ban on use of plastic bags imposed by the Ooty Corporation is the best example for this. And next, location of certain industries is influenced by the geographical condition. For example, in Tamil Nadu, the concentration of cotton textile industry in Coimbatore is due to conducive weather condition. If you take Tamil Nadu, most of the cotton textile mill is located only in Coimbatore. The main reason we can see is that the presence of the conducive weather condition. And last one, there should be a good availability of natural harbors and port facilities for transporting the produced goods as well as the raw materials. Next one, the last one, technological environment. Technology is very important nowadays. It is widely used in conducting market research for understanding the special needs of the customer. So technology is very essential, which is used in conducting market research for understanding the special needs of the customer. Digital and social media are used as a platform for advertising and promoting the products. And technology is used in managing inventory, storing goods in warehouses, in distributing goods, and in receiving payment. This dynamic environment also includes the following. What are they? The level of technology available within the country, Rate of change in technology. Technology adopted by competitors and technological obsolescence, that is outdated, old model, not in existence. Let us see now the global environment. The international environment factors which affect a business are differences in language and culture. Yes, each country has their own languages and culture. Differences in currencies. Differences in norms and practices, their own style of producing the products and maintenance. Differences in tastes and preferences of the people. The tax structure relating to import and export, and the differences in the degree of adoption of technology. Okay, yes. Future environment of business. The future environment of business is VUCA, developed in the late 80s by the US military. What is this VUCA? Volatility, uncertainty, complexity and ambiguity. What do you mean by volatility? Changing suddenly and unexpectedly. Uncertainty, changes in technology. And complexity, complicated. Ambiguity, doubtful. So these are the meaning for volatility, uncertainty, complexity and ambiguity. So the future environment of business is based on these four concepts. So every business has to take strategic decision. The dynamic, ever changing environment. The dynamic, that is which keeps on changing, ever changing environment. Unpredictability of various factors. Unpredictable, which cannot be predicted at all, various factors. And the multiplicity of forces, different types of forces affecting business, and the lack of clarity or the variables which affect business. That is ever changing environment, unpredictability of various factors, multiplicity of forces, lack of clarity. These are the variables which are affecting the business. Every business should meet the challenges posed by the environment. There will be a challenge in the business given by the environment. So every business should come forward to meet the challenge. The uncertain conditions and situation requires a firm to be prepared to face the problem by planning. The firm should try to solve the problem of complex variables impacting the business. In an VUCA environment, a firm has to be forward-looking, anticipating the change. Adaptability will remain essential for the success of any business in an ambiguous, uncertain environment. So the business people should be always very cautious and vigilant, and they have to adapt themselves to all the environmental changes. Let us see the next topic, corporate governance. What do you mean by corporate governance? Listen, it is a set of rules and policies which governs a company. It's nothing but a set of rules and also policies framed for the administration of any of the company. It provides a framework for managing a company and achieving its objectives. It gives guidelines for internal control, performance measurement and corporate disclosure. It lays down the rules and responsibilities of the stakeholders and shareholders, the directors and the management. Who are called as the stakeholders? The one who invest in the business are called as the stakeholders. Board of directors is very important in corporate governance. It is the board that provides the guidelines for the company and for other stakeholders, including employees, customers, suppliers, and finances. This corporate governance is based on four fundamental pillars: fairness, transparency, accountability, and responsibility. In India, the Kumaramangalam Birla Committee 2000, Narayanamurthy Committee 2003, Adi Godrej Committee 2008, and presently Uday Kota Committee were constituted to give a comprehensive framework for corporate governance. See the next. The Indian corporate governance framework requires the following: to have independent directors on the board. At least 1/3 of the directors have to be independent directors. So there are two types of director on the board and independent director on the board, who were called as the independent directors. These independent directors act as a guide to the company. Their roles broadly include improving corporate credibility and governance standards, functioning as a watchdog, and playing a vital role in risk management. They'll be out of the company and they'll be doing the work of a watchdog. Yes, what they're telling is at least 1/3 of the directors have to be independent directors. Next, to have at least one independent women director. Compulsorily there should be one independent women director. Next one, to disclose all deals and payment to the related parties, that is to reveal, to submit. Next, to disclose details of managerial compensation. Next, CEO and CFO. Who is called as a CEO and CFO? Chief Executive Officer and Chief Financial Officer. They have to sign stating that governance norms have been complied within the financial statement. It can thus be concluded that presence of active governance norms in a company enhances, that is improves the image of the company. So all these points should be taken into consideration while framing the Indian corporate governance. Next, let us go to the important tax, GST. You have learned about this in detail in economics, lesson number 9. Yes, what is GST? Goods and service tax. It is an indirect tax levied on goods and services across the country. There are three components of this GST: CGST, SGST, and IGST. What is CGST? It's collected by the central government on an intra-state sale. Example, transaction happening in Tamil Nadu. SGST, collected by the state government on an intra-state sale. Example, transaction happening in Tamil Nadu. IGST, collected by the central government for interstate sale. Example, Punjab to Tamil Nadu. The GST Council is chaired by the Union Finance Minister. Yes, can you name the present Finance Minister of India? Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman is right. And other members are the Union State Minister of Revenue of Finance and ministers in charge of finance or taxation of all the states. Next, we are going to see the function of GST Council. So what are the function? What it advises the union and the state government to proceed. So this GST Council make recommendations to the or advises or sanction to the union and the states on the following. That is, first it is giving rights to levy the taxes, cesses and surcharges by the union, state and the local bodies which may be included in the goods and the service tax. What's the meaning of surcharge? It is extra amount that you have to pay for something. Cess, it is a tax levied on tax. Government collect this cess for some special purpose. Second function is of the government is the goods and service that may be subjected to, that is included for GST, or the list of goods that may be exempted from the GST. The decision can be taken both by the central and the state government. Then model goods and service tax laws, you can frame it. Principles of levying, they can frame their own principles to levy the taxes. Apportionment of goods and services tax levied, apportionment, sharing of goods are all can be framed based on the Article 269A of the Constitution. The threshold limit of turnover below which goods and service may be exempted from goods and service tax. What's the meaning of threshold? The level at which something is affected by a particular rule. Next, the rates including floor rates with bands of goods and service tax, it can be decided. Any special rate or rates for a specified period to raise additional resources during the time of natural calamity or disaster, it can be also included in both the union and the state government tax legislature. Next, special provision with respect to the states of Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Jammu and Kashmir, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Sikkim, Tripura, Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand, if it is needed. If there is a need, then they can improve the provisions. And any other matter relating to the goods and service tax as the council may decide. Yes students, we have come to the conclusion part. So in this lesson we have seen the meaning of business environment, the difference between internal and external business environment, various controllable and uncontrollable factors affecting business, and all the examples, impact, everything we have seen. I hope you have understood this chapter. Thank you.